Holly Consulting Group, our hospital and health system clients frequently ask us, what are the critical success factors in developing and implementing physician compensation plans that will lead to financially viable medical practices? This question will be answered by Will Reiser, who is the Chief Information Officer at Holly Consulting Group. Will is also our content expert in the area of physician productivity compensation models. Let's hear from Will now.
There are a couple thoughts that come to mind as I consider this. The first, I think, is that both physicians and management need to understand that changing a compensation model should and will take time. It takes time to properly engage physicians in moving to a new compensation model that may make more sense going forward. And such engagement is not necessarily an easy process, but it really is an essential element of that process. Second, management needs to understand that a change in the compensation model may result in an increase in total compensation costs in the beginning as the high producers are transitioned into a new compensation model that may be advantageous for them, and the lower producers are given a little bit more time to elevate their productivity and get into this newer compensation methodology. So it may cost a little bit more on the front end, but in the long run, you'll see those increased volumes and increased viability down the road. Finally, most importantly, physician and executive leaders need to acknowledge that a compensation model that is not sustainable is a bad deal. A short-term win for the doctors at the expense of the hospital, or vice versa, is just that. It is short-term. Relationships will sour as the losses mount and fingers begin to point, and capital won't flow as freely to the practices that aren't viable, and that throws good money after bad. You know, it's to be expected and anticipated that there will be operating losses on a new physician practice to the community, but those established practices, those around 24 months in operation, those really should be at break-even levels of productivity, and they should ultimately offer physicians the opportunity to earn a market-competitive rate of pay. It's far better to structure a compensation model based on sustainable levels, adjust it periodically, and then ensure that all the parties understand and openly discuss the dynamics that are at play, making sure that we have the best paid physicians in town because they legitimately earn it. That is ultimately in everybody's best interest.
Thank you, Will. For more information on developing and implementing physician compensation plans that will lead to financially viable medical practices, please call us at 614-899-7325.